Can people with disabilities participate fully in your church community? Is it as accessible and inclusive as it could be? It's not just about ramps and handrails. It's also about perception, communication, connection, education. That's why CBN has created Luke 14, free training to equip you and your church to better include people with disabilities. Access this free training now at cbn.org.au/Luke14.
Welcome back to another episode of the Everyday Joy podcast. I'm your host, Ash Couchman, and I cannot wait to find moments of joy with you today. If you haven't already, would you go and give us a 5-star review over on Apple Podcasts or Spotify? That way, even more people can find out about Everyday Joy. Let's jump into today's words to live by.
Do you want to be truly rich? You already are if you are happy and good. After all, we didn't bring any money with us when we came into the world, and we can't carry a single penny when we die. That is from 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6.
Shay, we are wrapping up the week.
Yes.
So
Sad.
good. Such a fun week of episodes.
I know.
I'm going to be I keep saying this every episode, but I'm just going to be so sad.
I'm so sad too.
But so happy for you.
Thank you.
Also, so excited to watch you go into this new season.
Thank you. I keep forgetting that I'm leaving to have a baby.
It's such a weird thing.
When you say how sad you are, I'm like, what, that it's the weekend?
I know.
No, that I will be going. But I'll be around.
You know what else left?
What?
As a segue, we just spent 5 minutes ranting about...
more than that.
Maybe 10. Ranting about how... Is it tonight that you're going?
Yes, I'm going to the drive-ins tonight after work.
And I said to Shay, I was like, are you going to the Dramana drive-ins? And she was like, yep. And I was like, did you ever go to the Luna drive-ins in Dandenong?
Luna were the best.
And we just word dribbled
the best
why we love it so much. Now, if you don't know, in Dandenong, there used to be, asterisk on the used to be, a beautiful, awesome, it was like 4 or 5 screens.
Yes.
Like a retro
So
vintage
affordable.
diner in the middle.
Yes.
And you could go and get hot dogs and popcorn and burgers.
It was the best.
And it was such a good drive-in.
And it was so close to Woolies. So
Yes.
you would go to Woolies, get affordable snacks. There used to be this amazing fish and chip shop that did really healthy, beautiful salads, grilled fish. So we would go with our friends, we would get yummy fish and chips. We would go to the drive-in.
It was like $30 a carload or something.
And we would go so often. A friend of mine at the time had a van, and I kid you not, he had hammocks, he had a little stovetop, so we would make cups of tea. We had a full setup.
Stop.
Like a little table, some chairs, hammocks, mattresses, all in the back of his van.
It's literally so much fun.
I know, it's the best.
And it was done so well. Like I remember going and watching Grease, the musical.
Oh, that's
They did like
fun.
a re-watch of it. But everyone brought their like 1950s cars. And so everyone was sitting in like these convertible old cars.
That is the coolest thing
ever. And there
ever.
were like groups of ladies who obviously like loved it growing up, and they had all their like friends there, and everyone was singing along, and it was honestly the best. But we have a bone to pick with the developers of that land, with whoever took it away from us.
And now we have to go all the way to Dramana. And I was saying as well, I've been so unbelievably tired. I bet you, Ash, without a shadow of a doubt, I will be paying money tonight to go sleep in my car. Because by the time I drive to Dramana and get to the movie...
it's a good drive.
Yeah, and the movie's not till 9. I will
Because the sun doesn't go down.
I will be falling asleep. 9 o'clock has been my bedtime.
Paying
I've been
to
sleeping
go
9 till 9. I literally am going to go pay to sleep in my car where my friends are.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, that'll be fun.
Oh, you'll have to send me a video if you do, and I'll put it on the Facebook community group, because
Me just sleeping.
You might not though. What's the percentage?
We'll see. We'll see. Here's hoping.
Oh, that'll be so fun. But I do miss the Luna Drive-In.
So
and if you
do
never
I.
got to go, I'm so sorry.
If you're listening and you're really rich and you feel like an investment, you should bring it back.
The Luna Drive-In.
Bring back the Luna Drive-In.
Hashtag bring it back.
Bring it back.
I think there'd be a lot of people that would sign that petition or jump on board, because
100%.
we all loved it.
We did.
aside from the lunar drive-in, we are looking at this verse in 1 Timothy 6, verse 6 to 8. So do you want to be truly rich? You already are if you are happy and good. After all, we didn't bring any money with us when we came into this world, and we can't carry away a single penny when we die. So we should be well satisfied without money if we have enough food and clothing.
Oh, man. Again, another verse speaking straight to the soul.
But how it's so good. It is so good to remind us of this.
100%. Another thing that obviously I've been struggling with this week. I mean, obviously, because every verse. So since getting married and combining our finances and me going on maternity leave soon, and my husband, he is a freelance filmmaker. Yeah. So I have a steady income, but he does not. And we just have not, we need to budget.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't had a budget. We've been basically any money coming in, we pay our bills, we're renovating our house, and then that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And I've been really stressed about this lately because I'm like, I need a structure. I need a budget. I need to know now, like, you know, savings and holidays and all of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What does it look? And putting money aside for my child, because I'm like, I should probably start doing that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, they probably cost money for school and stuff at some point. So anyway, I've been really stressed. And the other night we're going to bed and I was really stressed about money. And just going through all the things that we're going to need, and like, we're going to need a new car soon and all of this kind of stuff. And then Dan's like, let's just pray. And we're praying, and he was going through every single thing that he is thankful for in our life. I'm talking down to the fact that we were able to get aircon installed. So this summer hasn't been hot. Like, the smallest thing. And it just made me feel so much better because I'm like, we are actually so unbelievably blessed.
Yeah.
We are so truly rich, just like this verse says, when it comes to our friends and our family and the fact that we live in Australia. And Ash, again, Australian healthcare system.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yes, everything has things that could be better.
Yeah, totally.
But I can go have a baby for free.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that. Where people in America, they also have to budget that in. What, it's going to cost them 10 grand to have a kid?
Sometimes I think even more.
I know someone who, she's Australian, he's American. They've been living there, but they have come back to Australia to have the baby because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
To live here for 3 months. Anyway, so just going through a full list of all the things we are so unbelievably grateful for.
Yeah.
And I felt so much better.
But it's so true.
Yeah.
It's that whole idea of being like discontent. Like when our hearts are in that place, and it's so easy to get there, and I do it all the time.
Oh, it's so easy.
It actually really does help to wind it in and to go, okay, despite this, what has like God been doing in our lives, and what can we be thankful for? I think that's such a cool thing that you guys were able to do. And I think I love that it says, do you want to be truly rich? ? Yeah. Because
yes,
I reckon if you ask most people, one of the things at the top of their mind would be, I want to make sure I'm making more money,
I want
or
more
enough money.
Totally.
And not always is it going to be ill-intended. It's just, I want to make more money so I can be more comfortable, so I can, whatever it is. And I think what I love about it is it's a question that already has an answer. And we kind of ask that question of going like, oh, how can I be more wealthy, or how can I do this, or how can I do that? And then there's a list of goals and steps and reasonings and things in front of it. But what this says is, do you want to be truly rich? You already are if you are happy and good. And then it's talking about, we didn't bring money with us, and we can't take it with us either. And that's not to say that money is bad. Money isn't evil. I know some people have kind of grown up in this atmosphere where having money is bad or evil or ungodly, which actually isn't the case. But it's about, how are we defining and determining what being happy and living a good life is? Because if it's based off monetary things, we'll never be satisfied.
Totally. What's motivating your decisions?
Yeah. It's kind of like our episode earlier in the week when we were talking about something similar. We can't take anything monetary with us to heaven. And so I think it's a great challenge for us. Obviously, we're not going to all, when it's not saying quit your job and don't work hard.
No.
What it's saying is, what is giving you satisfaction?
Yeah.
And the thing that I love at the end as well, it said, so we should be well satisfied without money if we have enough food and clothing. And God wants to provide our needs. Yeah. It's not like he doesn't want you to have, those needs met. But it's about going, man, we are so truly rich.
Yes.
We have so much. And sometimes that's exactly what you and Dan did. It's a matter of bringing that back
Totally.
into light.
Just acknowledging all the blessings you have right now rather than chasing extra, like chasing more. Because like I said, God will provide for us. He wants us to have a great life. He wants us to not just survive but thrive.
Yeah.
But yeah, just acknowledging the blessings you already have around us and investing rather than going, how can I invest? And obviously making good investments is great, but investing into relationships.
Yes.
Investing into our faith, investing into the things that are eternal and are going to matter.
Yeah.
Is definitely, it's just a good reminder.
Yeah, and I think as well, as you were saying that, it made me think, it says you already are if you are happy and good. And I think it's really interesting because happy and good in this verse has no relevance to our financial place, to our career, to anything like that. Happiness and goodness, if it is reliant on your physical circumstance, you won't be happy. You won't be filled with goodness because it's based and wavering on a physical situation. And I think I talked about it in last week's episode, talking about like fixing our eyes beyond our physical circumstance. And, and that's why thinking about good things we're thankful for are helpful, because it takes our eyes off the things around us, whether it be fear, anxiety, worry, or whether it's financial, whatever it is, and actually going, Lord, I'm going to think about and trust that everything good in my life has come from you. And if goodness comes from you, then I can trust that you will continue to do that. And so I think this verse, it's such a great reminder for us to just take a moment to make sure our priorities are aligned. Maybe you have a moment like Shay and Dan did where you're struggling, and maybe you're having a moment where you're like, oh my goodness, I wish things were like this. And you feel that feeling in the pit of your stomach. It's like a discontented, like nausea. I don't know if you've ever had that before.
That's
but like,
pretty spot on.
It's like you almost, and I maybe we're the only people that have experienced this, but I honestly have felt that feeling before where it's like in the pit of your stomach, you are discontent and you don't want to be, and you're not deliberately going, God, you're not good enough. It's just you look at what's ahead of you and you feel like there's not enough.
Totally. You're like, I don't know how we're going to do that.
Totally. And that's where I think, like you and Dan have done, you've gone to faith, you've prayed about it, you've thought about all those good things. But I think it's a great moment for us just to go, you know what, Lord, like we are so rich. We are so rich. And if we can rely on richness not being our circumstance, our surroundings, but actually on the things that we can take to heaven. Your partner, your children, your family, like those are the things that come to heaven with you, nothing else. So how can we focus on that being what makes us truly rich rather than what's around us? I hope you had the best time. I know I loved hanging out with Shay all week this week. If you got something out of any of the episodes, would you head over to Spotify or Apple Podcasts, give us a review, let us know what you loved about it, or even head over to our Instagram at everydayjoy. Send us a DM, send us a message, and let us know what you have been loving. Until next week, I pray you're able to find moments of joy.
Can people with disabilities participate fully in your church community? Is it as accessible and inclusive as it could be? It's not just about ramps and handrails. It's also about perception, communication, connection, education. That's why CBM has created Luke 14, free training to equip you and your church to better include people with disabilities. Access this free training now at cbm.org.au/Luke14.